wrong?
Oh, you never know.
What have I done wrong?
I don't know. We're going to decide later.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. I wonder whether we're live, because sorry if anybody is watching that we're late. We've had our normal technical difficulties trying to get this to work. It's had a massive update, actually, so let's hope that works, but we weren't planning on having to have the update happen before going live. Well, I wasn't. So it's just delayed us a little bit, but hopefully good evening, everybody. Leroy, are we live?
It looks like we're live. My phone still says I'm waiting to go live, but I can see myself on YouTube. Your head's quite a bit lower than mine again. I don't know if you want to... Yeah. Look like I'm talking to Stumpy. There we go.
Well, how's that?
I think it'll be better when it updates.
Slightly less Stumpy.
So first of all, Monday night cheers.
Monday night cheers. Thank you for... yeah, I got wine, mate.
I needed it tonight. It's been a stressful day.
I know those. I definitely know those. What are you drinking? What wine is it?
I don't know. I think I bought it in Aldi or something, so it'll be some cheap red. I knew it was in there, and I just walked straight to it and poured it. I didn't even need to look. So
it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. I'm not doing very well. I've only got, this is not very well planned out really, because I've only got a slight drop of whatever that was. We were at the track until about 20 minutes ago, so it's been a little bit of a rush. Didn't plan this one very well.
It's the late one.
But don't worry.
Yeah, but it's not our favourite Bandito, is it?
It isn't our favourite Bandito, no. I'll have to just be a Desperado instead.
I'm gonna throw this out. But it was that I don't think that you have ever shopped to Aldi without being at racing. Because I know you probably went to the one at Neo once, so I think it's a Lidl, but I reckon you've probably not been to another one ever.
No, I haven't.
I'm going to have to take your Aldi virginity.
Well, yeah, good Lord. Absolutely, and I've obviously ate stuff from there because you fed me stuff and it's been very nice. So I'm completely open-minded about the goodness of the Aldi brand.
It's good, man. My favourite shop. There's nowhere else you can go for a nice organised shop and come out of a chainsaw.
No, I do like the randomness. That does sound good. I do like the randomness, and I think I have been in one because I think they had like a Black & Decker workstation like tool thing next to the watermelons, and I thought that's interesting. Yeah. I wonder why that would be, and obviously I realised that's their
don't you cut
their USP as such.
Black & Decker?
So I use my head normally. I just headbutt them.
Yeah, I feel like doing that to a few walls.
Yeah, I what you need to do is just pretend it's one of these people that keeps complaining about us to the COVID police on the track, and it's surprisingly effective at getting them open.
Yeah, I reckon I could open.
It's left some lines, but it's okay. We're gonna touch on that later on because it's an interesting subject. But one of the reasons why a little bit rushed getting this all done and getting some slides up is we had some RC royalty at the track today, which is very cool. We had none other than Mr. Elliot Boots and Popper Boots there, which was cool. But even cooler than that, although I do love the Bootses, but we had an ex-Nemo Pink Panther himself, Jerome Sartell. He came and booked in, and we had some crappy weather, so we had to get the Hoover out and do all of that good shit, which was a bit disappointing after a long weekend. Yeah. But we managed to get it cleared for him and get some laps in, and then I persuaded him that he should really just change his crossing and not go back to France tonight and stay. And so that's what he's done. So
wicked.
In the hotel of Hazelwood, we have Mr. Jerome Sartell tonight.
That's cool. So he's going to stay in. Cool. Did he enjoy the track for the first day?
He did. He didn't get to have very many laps in it. The weather's been challenging today, but then better than it being challenging yesterday, I guess. So
yeah.
But yeah, he was enjoying it. It got some good lap times. He was into the 42s by the end, so that shows how dry it became. It's actually really mad how fast our track dries from being wet, like all over wet, to busting out times. I mean, that would have been, good enough to be in the main final yesterday within a few tanks. So that's cool, I think.
Definitely still has some talent for an old dude.
He does. It was quite lucky, actually, because he's turned 40. And so in my mind, he was one of the likely guys to come and challenge me at the Euros 40s to try and take away the title that we won last year. But thanks to COVID, which there's not been many thanks, but one of them was the over 40s Euros was cancelled, so I get to keep the oldies. Yeah, the oldies title for another year, because it was supposed to be in France, in Reading. So I was fully prepared to be lapped 3 times by Jerome.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough one, but we would have been all right, mate. We would have been fine. I'd have been your spotter.
Exactly. You'd already offered your services to come and help with Davy Boy as well. So we were going to go big guns, all ablazing, and obviously we'd got Kev as well. Kev Brunson was going to do it, so we were going to attack it hard. But unfortunately, we'll have to wait until next year to attack it hard.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I'm slightly worried. That I only see one comment on my screen, and it says we've got no viewers, which could be possible. It could be nobody watching.
No, mate. On my one, we've got 57 watching, and we've got a hell of a lot of comments.
Well, so that's good. That means that I don't have to worry about anything, because all I've got is Yayan going, "Yo, guys." He was first on, and after that, I've got nothing. But I'm not going to touch anything, because if it's actually working, then cheers.
Don't touch it. I'll do a little bit of a shout out thing.
That is what she said.
Is Jerome watching from wherever he is?
Yes, he is watching with none other than the Triple D, Davy Boy.
I didn't mean to call you an old guy, Jerome. It's just you are one of the
one of the old guys.
One of the elders, one of the elder professionals that when I first came into Ape Scale was like, one of the guys, him and Yannick and all those guys, they seemed like they'd been in it forever, and they were.
Where am I on that list?
Well, you were there too, but I knew you more because we met in the bar.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we were out spraying champagne over everybody. Yeah.
But yeah, like when I went to Euros and stuff, you never see them guys come over to temp scale, really.
No.
So it was like, oh, look at them guys. Yeah. Anyway,
I think just quickly on that, the French have got quite a few evergreens, haven't they? Like Yannick as well. He was winning stuff when I was young, coming into it in like 97 or 96. So their length of time at the top has been incredible, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely. So, shout outs anyway. Now, I can look at Jerome and not feel bad that I called him old. So, Yayan is the Yo guys, the only comment that John has. And Yo Yayan. Willem has been to the track. So, evening, Willem. He says, evening. Liz Martin, unsure who she is, although she's had a stressful day like me. Davy Rolls, evening, guys. Duncan, evening. Harry Weymouth, evening. Neko7, hello from USA. So we have USA watching. I don't know which part. DMC Rating says it's
USA.
Working. Chris Green says, evening. Sorry, Chris, I saw you rung me earlier, but I was in the middle of one of my stressful parts of the day and I didn't answer, so I apologise.
Was that you having a nap in reality?
No, it was. I was literally sat here. I was sat here at the time doing something else. Claire says, good evening. Our famous baker / tuck shop server, Claire.
Yep.
Says evening.
Very nice.
Paul Williams, evening. He says, gutted to miss the weekend. Well, hopefully we'll see you at the next one, Paul.
And hopefully he's feeling better, because he wasn't very well. So I hope you're feeling better, buddy.
There we go. So, yep. Also hope you're feeling good. Martin Walters gives a thumbs up and a weird face. Luke Bennett says, good evening. Good evening, Luke. Army, round 1 TQ.
What a legend.
Yeah, he says evening. Obviously, round 1 TQ has persuaded him to come and watch our thing live, because we might talk about him.
Yeah, exactly.
Andrew Shrek Beaumont says, evening, you handsome chaps. Well, evening, Andrew. Tim Simpson, evening. Thanks for a superb weekend. Pleasure, Tim. And my God, didn't Ben drive good?
Yeah, I mean, I can't actually believe it. Like, we've been around this hobby for a long time, and I think we have 2 juniors in our little program, in Ben and in Max Cook as well, that are, For me, they're the best I've seen. I think I said it when we were giving out the plaques at the end of the day for the 1, 2, 3s, and I think I've got a picture here somewhere as well that I could throw up.
Look at that!
Just incredible, really. The speed that Ben had. I mean, he bumped into the B main.
Yeah,
I think he finished
this
11th.
isn't like a mass amount of people B main. This is a 7-car B main.
Yeah, 7-car. I think he finished 11th overall. I think that was what the actual overall position was, which, yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. The moves that they're pulling out there on the track is, yeah.
It's good, and its nerves are still. I mean, I've seen youngsters drive well and do good laps, but like Ben would be in a bump up with 2 cars hustling him, and it's like, just cruise over the line, just take that bump up spot, yada yada yada. Yeah, awesome, impressive.
Yeah,
impressive.
So yeah,
we'll talk more in a bit. Arvinder, good evening. Kev Brunsden, he says hello. Kev. CJ Zon, evening. Ian Falconbridge, evening. Matt Thompson. Richie G says hi, pissheads. Richie G had a very tough weekend.
Yes. Oh, he did. He had a tough weekend.
Horrendous.
Explain.
Yeah,
explain. Come on.
You know, one of our sexiest Nemo top wearers, Richie G.
Maybe the most. He's
challenging me. So yeah, they all went and stayed in a hotel a day's in at the services down the road, and then sometime between them going to bed at 10 and waking up in the morning at whatever time, 7, someone managed to drive into his road car, and not just like scratch the side of it like you'd imagine in a car park, like smash it in. And luckily he could still drive it, but I saw it got priced up today. It's over $4.5 grand worth of damage. That's not including labour.
Yeah, that is just absolutely shocking.
Yeah, and the services sent him an email and said they have no footage of anything.
Contact the police, mate, because I had a similar thing when someone drove down the side of my car, and I reached out to the local authorities, and they said they had nothing, which was not quite accurate. I went to, in my case, the Thames Valley Police, and they were far more interested in trying to do something. So don't just stop at the first no, because there must be something at a services on camera.
Yeah, they have to have video of people going in and out, and surely the car's got damage.
Exactly.
Yeah, contact police, buddy. And it was rubbish that happened. And sorry you had to go home early because his head space was all messed up, as you can imagine. I mean, I was getting a Japanese last night when I got home. And
was she nice?
Yeah, not too bad. I had a mask on. And he'd already had his car in pieces, sent me a picture of like the front bumper off and stuff. So, yeah, unfortunately, more than just the cost and the aggro, it ruined his weekend too.
Yeah, that's shit.
Scott Follington says, evening, awesome weekend. Me and Dad really enjoyed ourselves, and we really enjoyed you guys coming. Lovely family, and love seeing you two guys race each other. And Trev doing very well.
Yeah, doing very well. Trev got a P2, didn't he?
He got a P2. I mean, Scott was driving great, and he was in P2 very, very comfortably. And then his pinion fell off.
There we go.
I can't see Trev in my one. It's like cut him in half. But
oh man, I can't cut Trev in half.
Distancing.
Yes, exactly.
And then we got our man Freddie Russell there on the right hand side. Not our man, but my man Freddie Russell, long time friend. And he come down. That's his first time. And he comes Sunday only for the half meeting, which you can do with a 2-day format.
Yeah,
and thoroughly enjoyed himself too. And he said he can't wait to come back.
Yep, very good. It was really cool to see him there. I'm really, glad he came and had a go, and hope he enjoyed it and all that sort of stuff. And obviously, we've got our Kev in the middle there, who won the e-buggy class, but we'll come back to that a little bit later. But like format-wise, I think that worked really well, being able to just, because not everybody can do a 2-day format, but I do think it is the best way forward for doing the races. It's, in terms of running race control, it's much easier. There's a bit of wiggle room if something goes wrong, which we didn't have any of that over the weekend. I think it ran from my side really well, but it does give that bit of chance to have a breather and not be running up high in the hours when it's time to go home on the Sunday. So yeah, hopefully people enjoyed that format. It'd be good to get some feedback. Obviously, we've announced the next race, which is the same format, tweaked a little bit on numbers. But yeah, it'd be good to get some feedback down the side whether people did like it or whether they want to do something different.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was great. You get a load of practice in the morning of a Saturday because we didn't start racing until like 2, something like that.
Yeah.
So you can turn up whenever you want. You can have a nice early morning, or you can have a nice lay-in. And yeah, I mean, I did a practice run and then just chilled out, made sure everyone was okay, and spoke to people. And yeah, it was really nice. And then, say if you turn up, if you just want to come on a Sunday, yeah, you miss a bit of the Saturday, but you still get 2 runs and long finals because we've got the time, and you get an extra practice in the morning that the guys who come before don't get. So you actually don't get much less run time than going to a normal club race.
No, exactly. With a lot more fun and the social side, albeit distanced, and again, doing the barbecues and stuff. I want to make sure that we keep that up because I think it gives such a different feel to the event to be able to actually spend a bit of time with people that are also not in your team as well. I love that. That's what made me fall in love with RC in the first place. That whole experience of being with people that you wouldn't ordinarily be with.
Yeah.
And so yeah, exactly. I think it's cool. And I had a fantastic win.
And the whole, some of the inspiration we took from doing that social element was from French races. So, with Jerome there, obviously.
Cheers, Jerome.
When I used to do French races, I don't know if they're still the same, but when I did them back in the day, they'd like stop for lunch, and there'd always be one guy walking around with like a jug of wine, and it'd always fill your cup up. Yeah, exactly. And I always thought, man, how do they drive after this? I'm not so good at driving after I've had a glass of wine.
I could teach you, but I'd have to charge just so you know.
Yeah, I know. But normally yours is the day after. It might still be in the system.
That's true.
Even on Saturday, I think we'd done practice and practice had finished, and Leon come and gave me a beer, and I was like, no, mate, I wouldn't be able to drive around the track. Honestly, I'm so bad.
He didn't come and give me a beer.
Sorry, mate. I'll send him in next time. So moving on, Ivan Bingham says, "Hi boys, are we going to Bad MC on the 5th and 6th of September?" No, that's EOS round 1 or round 2. Sorry. Matthew Stenhouse says, hello Matthew. Scott Styles, hi. Can I get the full results of the weekend online? Yes, Scott, you can. They're on Live RC. Martin Hart says, evening. Chris Foster, evening. Hello to Michael Shorey, Lee Talbot, Jonesy Cram. Nothing wrong with drinking an entire bottle of wine plus some. Obviously, this is our mate Mark Jones. Yes.
I mentioned him in our Facebook Live thing that we was trying to do. From in the middle of the track, annoying everybody and being in the way. He was good fun. He was good fun on the Saturday night.
Oh, he's always a good laugh.
Yeah,
my pitman from Australian Worlds, and obviously Lewis Jones' dad and pitman.
Well, our fellow earthquake survivor.
Yeah, fellow earthquake survivor. We were in the hotel when it was rocking. Not in that way.
It was rocking. Yeah.
Paul Massey, design extraordinaire. He says, thanks for the Audi love, because Paul done all the Kevin McCarrot adverts for Audi. That's why he's
they were very good, but his Nemo Raceway fiery track intro, that was better.
I agree completely. So, Stephen Lockley, hi guys, from Zach, Steve, and Gemma. Simon Lee, look forward to getting up and having a go at some point. Of course, mate, come on down. Live N5RC. This is my first time watching. Good day to you, gents. So, good day to you. DNA Racing says, evening. He's back on it. Mr. Rosscore. I've seen he's booked in, and we're excited to see him.
We are. Very excited.
Winnie says, evening, dudes. Evening, Winnie.
When's Winnie coming back? He needs to get booked in.
He does. Come on, Win.
Sort it out.
Lyndon Hammer says, hi guys, thanks for a great weekend of fun, Don and Jane. So thank you very much for coming. It's awesome.
Very good.
Kev Brunsden says, Elise says we have another 10k views on a new TikTok taken yesterday. We seem to be going a bit viral on TikTok, and we're way too old for that stuff.
I'm just told about TikTok by people that are much cooler and prettier than me. So,
but If anyone does have TikTok, look at Kev's profile because he has got some dance moves.
So we're going to send Kev viral.
We are. We're going to make Kev viral. Yeah, that's it.
I have seen that Mr. Kev Brunston TikTok, and a little bit of wee fell out when I watched it in happiness.
It's awesome. I love it. Because
if you're watching this, get TikTok, whatever TikTok is, search up. It must be under Kev Brunston, is it?
Something like that,
I guess. And watch the man. He's a legend.
He is a ledge. Sharon says, love watching the live racing and commentary. And hi, Sharon, and hope you are well. I'm looking after your puppy for you. It's over in that room over there somewhere.
We need to talk about puppies, but we'll come back to puppies in a minute.
Come back to puppies. We're almost at the bottom. Ivan says, are we coming over to Ireland in September? I answered that earlier. Gavin says, hello, chaps. Hello, Gavin. How are you? I'm sure you're going to ask about a YZ4 in a minute. Paul Macy says, fame at last. He's got his fame. Finally, Kevin the Carrot. Paul, tell me something. Have you ever took your render and design of Kevin the Carrot and done something quite rude with it? I would. That's the advert that I want to see. And Rumble's mum will probably be watching this because Rumble's mum called Rumble when we were in the car on Saturday and said that I was the schoolboy. So, yeah. Hi, Rumble's mum. Hi, Miss Mother Rumble, as she loves being called, apparently.
Mother Rumble. She loves to be called Mother Rumble. Mark's mum. If you ever see her, anyone that's watching this, you need to say to her, hello, Mother Rumble.
And she loves the word hard. I kind of worked out on the phone. I think it's only because I giggle at it, but still.
Yes, it's taking a turn.
Willem says, any 6 Mick goodies come in yet? Because Willem wanted the part that I sent to you to order. We got more tyres, but we're getting the order of different parts and stuff soon, aren't we?
Yeah,
so Not yet, buddy, although it will be soon. Michael Shorey says they are. I don't know what he's talking about. Claire Egerton, he doesn't need this going to his head. Oh, he does, Claire. He does. That's Kev, obviously. I'm not.
Don't go viral.
So you froze there for a minute. I don't know if you were just pulling the same face or you were not talking.
You're back.
Chris Foster, I only attended the Sunday, but still had a great day. So anyone that can't make Saturday, get yourself booked in. And Paul Macy has replied with yes. So send me them adverts, Paul.
Fantastic. On Mr. Foster's comment there, buddy, that's worth just a little mention because I saw him on the Sunday. And obviously, I've been fairly busy trying to do race control and all the rest of it. And I apologise to Chris for not seeing him yesterday, at which point he told me, well, you wouldn't have done because I wasn't here. So there we go. You can do the Sunday and still compete. Chris was in a high final as well. He did well. So, and when you can't do the Saturday on one of our 2-day races, we actually do give a bit of free piss in the morning on the Sunday as well. So you can get yourself into the swing of things before you go into your qualifying rounds, which I think was cool. That was your idea, mate. And I think
exactly. I know it's very daunting to come to a race where people have been there on a Saturday and just diving straight into a qualifying round. So it's kind of skipped a little bit when you were saying that. But if it didn't work, basically, if you come in the morning, anyone that wasn't there on a Saturday gets 15 minutes of free practice, and you can just blast around the track, and you can get into the swing of it. Rumble's put some skeleton faces on there, so he's obviously listening, and Mother Rumble might be too. So,
good Lord.
Johnny Skidmore.
We love you, Shane. Don't worry.
Skidmore.
So, Johnny Skidmore has entered for our next race.
He has.
So they've often decided that their car is good enough to come and have a go, which is good.
Yeah. I mean, he's been doing very well recently, of course. Good driver.
Very well.
Good
and that's
driver.
normal. I mean, exactly.
And Will, he's I look forward to seeing him there. I haven't seen him for a while. It'll be good.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to compete. They're going to be at the sharp end. They're going to be trying to win it, and rain on our parade and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's cool. That's what it's about. It's not we're not trying to win every single race that we go to. I think it's going to be it's going to give me something to commentate on when I've had an El Bandito in the middle of the straight.
I'd like to jump in and change that. We are trying to win every race we go to. It just won't always happen.
No, that's not how racing works. It's definitely not how racing works.
So that's all the comments thrashed out.
So going back for a minute to our next race, race 3. I like our cunning naming of races. That is already turning out to be quite some race, because I've seen, like, while we've been gabbling away, I've seen Sloppy, Graham Allsop has just entered for that race.
Wow. Because we talked about Sloppy only on Saturday.
I know, saying, where is the man? You know, he's supposed to be a buddy, and he's just like on the missing list, but he's there, and he's also in for our August bank holiday one as well. I've seen that just ping through, so that's super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Elliot Boots is back for our next race, race 3, in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, with the Skidmores and Elliot and Sloppy and yourself and the Hall brothers, and I'm sure there's going to be more that come along quite quick.
Jonesy. I don't think Jonesy can. He can do hopefully do the bank holiday weekend one.
Okay, that would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Yeah, we want him there because he's awesome. We like him, and he's been there from the start. Hello Sky or Rocket, whoever that was.
Both of them.
But yeah, 2 weeks' time, race 3. That's like already looking like a national final to me.
It's going to be a hot one. It's going to be good.
Exciting. It is, and we can push it to 8 cars as well into the mains for that. With the current guidance that the BRCA have done a bit of an update on, I think, or I was late to the party, but we can get 1 extra, so we can do 8 car finals. So still 5 directly in, 3 cars to bump, which gives all of the finals just that bit more excitement when we're trying to commentate on them, whether it's Tony or myself or Mark or anybody else that might be doing some commentary. I think it's cool to have a third bump as well. We're starting to finally get back to sort of normal, and it will help with us as well massively with the marshalling, because, you know, with 8 marshal posts out there, if we get 1 volunteer, or I'm thinking about just getting somebody there for us with 9 on the track, then people will only have to do the normal marshalling after their race and then go, and the same for the finals, which will be really,
although the double marshalling has been very successful, I must say. More so in qualifying. Finals it gets a bit tougher because people want to disappear, but in qualifying I think it's been actually a stroke of genius.
I would agree. I nearly did break my my ankle in the final.
I saw you.
So I'll be happy to not be out there.
I actually watched it happen and then saw you stay down. I'm like, am I going to have to run over there and carry him back to the container in a minute? But you got back up.
Yeah, I hurt my ankle. It did get quite big. Yeah, but it got better. An L bandito, it helped. It helped.
Yeah.
The pain.
I'm going to have to send my mate Neil Cragg a message, because obviously he came to the first one. He didn't come to the second one. I think it's about time he made another outing.
Agreed. I think we need to get him there, whatever it takes.
Yeah. So it's filling up fast, ladies and gents. So if you want to come,
it is.
Get involved.
Get on with it. If we get yourself there, Elliot there, Neil there, the Skidmore's there, the Hall's there, Lewis, you said you can't do it.
Yeah, probably not. I just spoke to Mark before we come online, and he said that he'd already committed to another race, so probably not.
He should be committed for committing to another race.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
I don't know. And then we're going to have Matthew Thompson there, who almost made the A final on Sunday, but the last lap done him
in. Matt Thompson is definitely one of my favourite new recruits. He is awesome as a guy. He's awesome as a racer. Obviously, 10th scale, everybody would know Matt. In 8th scale, probably people wouldn't. But his talent is large, and he seems to be loving 8th scale life, which is cool. We just got to work on doing slightly longer finals, because, you know, he's only ever done 5 minutes before. So race 1, it was like 12 minutes and he caved in. Race 2, it was like 18 minutes and he caved in.
I think race 1 was definitely short. You had a 15-minute final, remember?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. It was.
So I texted him earlier. I said, "Oh, mate, you're getting better because the first race, 5 minutes, you were good. You were right there. The second race, you did 18 minutes. The next one, you might actually do 20."
I was looking out the window of race control thinking, yes, Matt's got this. He's definitely got it. And then he had the last 2 minutes from hell, unfortunately. So he didn't quite make it, but still, you know, to be in a B final with a crowd of guys that we've got there, that was a good achievement in itself. And it's a road up, isn't it? You don't just suddenly get to the top. You've got to do that journey.
You do, and
it's
that's
part of the journey.
What do we call that in the industry? It's a bit of poo was running down his leg.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, Matt, next time, mate, I'll bring you some tissues and just get on with it.
Definitely.
Oh, I just sold a watch. It's just come through on my.
Well, that's. There we go. You heard it here first on Nemo Raceway.
Yeah,
Nemo
for anyone watching, I sell watches of a brand called Louis XVI Watches, who sponsor me, obviously, but I sell them as well. So if anyone's interested in a watch, get in touch. Mr. Lewis Jones had one this weekend, and did you see
I was just going to say, position 1 and 2 were wearing one of your watches, so there must be something in it. That's worth.
That's not it. Okay,
that's not one of them.
No, that was bad advertisement.
That was, wasn't it?
It's I don't know where I put it, but yeah, Lewis got his last week, and it's very, very, very pretty. I'm slightly jealous, and
his one's better than yours. I've got to say,
it is much better than mine. I'm going to order one.
Good,
100%. Yes. So here we go. Moving on. Chris Foster, I might bump. We raced outdoors yesterday. This is coming from Live N5RC, which is our American watcher. And he said 12-minute e-buggy, what milliamp packs is everyone running? I think everyone's running between 7,000 and 9,000. 12 minutes seems quite achievable. When they stretch to 15, I don't think it works, as we discussed last week. So if you want to watch last week's episode, we had a little rant. Right. I'm going to stop reading comments now because it's just taking my mind away from other stuff.
I need to wave my wand. It's like a Harry Potter wand. I've just seen ping in an entry for Lewis for our August bank holiday bonanza.
Oh, there we go. He's watching and he got scared that he was going to be kicked out.
Never. But it was that's worthy of a mention. So that's
if he doesn't
that's exciting.
He doesn't get any of this.
There's always a bottle of wine for.
Yeah, but he's got to be there to claim it.
Don't tease him. It's nice. Well, he has got to be there to claim it. I can't. Well, I could post it to him. But I'm not going to.
Actually,
he needs to come and
Papa Jones owes me a beer.
How's that work? Yeah. Oh yes. Oh no, I can't.
Because we were.
You can explain that one.
Yeah, Lewis was running the track last week, and he was doing laps and laps and laps and laps and laps, and then Lewis had done. I mean, he was going very well. His best lap at the time was a 42.2, which is obviously fast. And
yes.
I put my car down, and Mark says, "I bet you can't beat a 42.2 in 5 laps or something." So obviously, I took that bet. Warm-up lap 1, 42.1. Thank you for my beer. Thank you very much.
All about the 10th of a second.
It was worth that. My whole day was complete at that moment.
Yes, exactly. You went home happy. You could sleep at night.
He offered me a £5 initially as a bet, but I backed out because I saw how well Lewis was going, so I got a little worried. But
yeah,
we were all good.
I think you should be worried.
Thanks, mate.
Just a little bit. No. I've got man bro love for you, but yeah, Lewis he's getting quite impressive.
I know, and it's annoying. And that final on Sunday showed it. Honestly, let's talk about our race. Let's ignore all that
big
stuff.
Time.
So our race.
Okay.
And what I want to do, I want to talk about round 1, 2, 3, 4 and TQ guys and how it went, and then I want to talk about people that shone in their finals, and then talk about the main finals. So round 1 TQ, what actually happened?
So the only thing that is an issue with that lovely medley that you've just given me is that I am 42 years old and I might need a wee in that period of time, because it sounded like quite a long list to get through.
Yeah, we're going to quick fire it, but you can go for a wee if you want.
No, I'm good. I'm going to try. I'm trying some center pads over there. No, I'm not really.
Don't piss yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Suck in.
Don't piss yourself.
So, God, our channel's really messed up. So round 1. Jamie Armitage, legend. He was actually in Heat 2, there was a bit of an error with our grading system, which that would be down to me. And he was in the wrong heat. So he set TQ in 2 or Heat 3. No, it might have been Heat 3.
Yeah, you say he was in the wrong heat, but maybe that worked
Somebody else has just
perfectly
entered.
for him.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe. Because, you know, smaller heats, less cars on the track. You're not having to race each other, all that sort of stuff. Whatever happened, the man's a legend because he TQ'd in front of a very, very strong field in round 1. And my favourite thing was when I went to do the interview with him, because we're trying to do an interview with whoever TQ's around on the Nemo Raceway Facebook page. And I was just cheekily saying, you know, how's that achievement for you? You know, how does that rank in your achievements of life? And he was like, that is my only achievement of life. This is it. And it was just fantastic. So super cool guy. Really fun to see him do so well like that. So yeah, round 1 went to an unsuspecting person, I think.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah, the rain helped him out a little bit, but we won't take it away from him. He's been to the track a few times too, practicing, so it was actually great to see him and his partner in crime, Jimmy Whitehall, do very well. We'll talk about Jimmy at the end. So round 2 was very much rain affected, but this time for everyone.
Yes, it was, and I think Lewis everybody in that one from memory. Did I get the right round?
Who?
Was it Lewis that smashed everybody
Lewis
in round 2?
Everyone.
He did. He got the right tyre at the right time. He drove it beautifully. And he made everybody else look like they were driving around in a beginner class. Really, to be fair to him, it was impressive.
Yeah, he did very well.
You did manage to get your car stuck underneath the track marker for a considerable period of time.
It was a perfect lawn dart moment. I mean, it was.
It was a lawn dart moment. And do you know what? When I was doing the repegging of the track, which I do relatively regularly, I can remember going over that back section and thinking, probably could do with another peg there.
No one's going to end up there.
Nah, no one's going to crash here. No one's going to be in the middle of that back jump. It's not going to happen. And do you know who was there?
I mean, it was awesome. It's a little bit bumpy going up to it, isn't it? And with the rain, I just come out of that corner. I hadn't been jumping it because the tyres weren't really producing enough grip at that stage. We went on the wrong tyre and yada, yada, yada. All the excuses a race car driver has. And I thought, I started jumping it because I knew I was slow. So I thought, I'm going to jump it anyway. And I hit the throttle and it went, and just went right. And I was like, oh, where's this going? And then it just lawn darted into the pipe underneath it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was funny. And then I heard you laughing over the microphone. I'm like,
okay. Well, what could you do with that? I mean, I've not seen anyone crash there ever.
Thanks, mate.
There we are trying to TQ races.
It was very.
We're stuck in the middle of a pipe that I didn't peg down.
Let me move into round 3. Round 3, it was obviously the next day, the Sunday. It was dry, and finally I got going.
You did. Finally got going. You TQ'd that round. Very nice run. Controlled run. It was quite close with... Tommy. Who was it close with? Somebody. Yeah, it was Tommy, wasn't it? Yeah, he was looking really good.
And it shocked me because it was a pretty good run, and I was driving quite hard, and like I led the whole race. So I thought, pissed that one. And then when I actually went and checked on Live RC after, it was like 0.4 of a second. I was like, geez, I didn't know how close it was. And my last lap was sketchy. Luckily, Tommy's last lap was sketchy.
It was.
So I got a bit lucky.
Yeah, so I actually videoed that one. I haven't put it up because, you know, the Corona police will be saying that someone was within 0.1 of a millimetre of somebody. So I didn't put it up. But I actually videoed that run. I started it from the rostrum at the top. Probably put you guys off a bit. And then went down, walked around the outside of the track and went onto the back of the track to video it. And I was relatively convinced on that last lap that you'd lost that run because I saw what happened and there was a back marker that had it was not his fault. He had a wobble in front of you and you had to check up and like park your car. And I thought, well, that's that one done then. But so obviously Tommy had a similar thing somewhere, which I didn't see on camera.
Back marker as well. I got told. That's not first-hand information. Obs.
Right.
But yeah, and then round 4, Tommy did the run of his life, as he said on camera, his best ever run.
He did, and yeah, exactly. And that was cool to hear him say that, because it's at our track,
Yep.
which I think is cool. The boys are obviously doing so well with 8th scale. I think they're impressive with 10th scale, but I think they're maybe even more impressive with 8th scale. With him, they've done very, very little, and they are vying with the likes of yourself, and we know you'll be there with Elliot and all the rest of those guys. It's bloody impressive, really.
Yeah.
And a cool family as well. That's the thing. When it goes wrong, like they had tyres come unglued in the final. That's what happened. When I was doing the live, I didn't know why Tommy suddenly was not going round, but it's because his tyres had fallen off and a foam had flown off at the end of the straight or something.
Yeah, I was going inside it.
No shouting, no screaming. It was just like, yeah, that's we've got a lot to learn still. It's just they're a massive credit. That's if you're looking to get sponsored, go and have a look at how they conduct themselves, and that's what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
Not the screaming and shouting on a practice day because, something's gone slightly wrong or you've made an error or all these other things that we see, mobs from dads and sons, everything, all that sort of stuff. I think they're an absolute
100%.
credit.
Really nice family. Obviously, they come from a racing background. Mum and dad race
with Roscoe.
We know, with our mate Roscoe. And very talented kids, nice kids. Hopefully one day they'll come and grace us with their presence rather than
we'll just keep bombarding them. Exactly.
Yeah, we'll keep bombarding them. And but yeah, really great to see him do well. And I mean, Tommy, the only thing that makes me laugh is how deep his voice is when he's on camera. Because I'm like, oh, he's a little dude and he's got a deep voice. He's at that stage of life.
Yeah, he's got to grow into those shoes. That'll happen.
Yeah, exactly. And his brother Jamie. We'll talk about Jamie in a bit when we get to the final. But
yeah.
So yeah, Tommy took overall TQ. He had the best time, and rightly so. He drove awesome in that last. I looked at his lap times and I was impressed because I had a little bit of a scrappy run.
He doesn't get impressed by much, just so he knows. So that's impressive.
Yeah, I'm very, very grounded, and I like to be impressed properly, and it impressed me properly because I know how difficult the track was, and to be that consistent and that quick was fair play.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we move into the finals. First of all, Liz is sat on the stairs. I don't know why she's sat on the stairs, but Liz, look at that. My glass is empty. She says she's got a puppy.
Oh my God. Let's get the puppy on.
Can we get a puppy on, Liz?
The puppy, not the puppies. This is a
PG
channel
too, to be honest.
PG channel.
So moving into obviously Sunday, and then some people turned up who weren't there on a Saturday, had a little practice. We got 2 rounds qualifying, then we moved into finals. So e-buggy final, let's start with that because that's our first one up.
Well, domination. The dominatrix, Mr. Kev TikTok Brunson. He was there. He just lay it down. No one was going to compete, whether it be for dance moves or whether it was e-buggy racing. No one was on Kev's.
No one was on this mad thing.
I think he might have left the field. Yeah, exactly. I think he could have stopped, done a rendition of the rostrum, and I
think he could. That's a challenge for next time.
Yeah. That is a TikTok challenge. There we go. We can do it live.
Sharon and Elise, if you're
watching, that's it.
So Kev's got to do 7 minutes, stop, do the silly dance thing, and then he's got to race again.
I can't.
And that is going to make us TikTok famous.
That's going to be the. So there was actually a challenge going round at the weekend from Elise, Kev's daughter, who's obviously very proud of her dad's shenanigans, and that will get to 30,000 views if that's how it's worked out, which I think it is. That our own. I'm going to wait for Leroy.
Well, I've already got a glass, but now I have red wine in.
Look at that. I need one of those.
Hold on. Sorry to pause.
So, yeah, go on.
This right here is Riley and Riley Jones. This is Mark and Lewis, mostly Millie's puppy.
Oh,
And
look
she's
at.
shivering. I don't know why. She's cold. Just woke up.
She's just a little bit nervous about being live on YouTube. That's all. She's not cold.
And she has an Instagram page, Riley
my
J. Frenchie. Riley J. Frenchie. So if anyone wants to follow her, there you go. There she is. Look at that.
This is a strange world that we're living in where dogs have Instagram pages.
But she's definitely got Rocket's ears. Look at that.
They are Prince Charles ears.
Oh. Mwah. There you go, Liz.
Very, very.
You can put your puppies away now, Liz.
For about another half an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, and then get them out again.
Yeah, exactly. So what I was saying was the TikTok thing. There was a little bit of a pact made with Elise, Kev's daughter, that if we get to 30,000 views, that our own Davy Boy, the Triple D, Double D, all the Ds will go on TikTok and do the dance.
Oh, mate!
Now,
I think we're already at
that. He's not confirmed that, but he will do it.
I think we just confirmed it for him.
Yeah, live.
And I already know that I think we're over that because Leon putting my car down in pit lane got like 20-something thousand views.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Yes. So on to finals. So Kev dominated MC. Scott Follington.
He did.
Unluckiest guy of the day was running second like all race. And then he worked out that you need to use stud lock on your pinion screw in ape scale. Temp scale, we don't need to use thread lock. In ape scale, you need to use stud lock.
Do you sell LMR stud lock? Is it like your sweat or something put into a bottle?
Well, you know what stud lock is, right?
I do.
Okay. No, yeah. So no, LMR doesn't sell it. We sell spunk lock. Even Liz is like turning
I'm not sure.
The kids can hear me.
I'm not sure.
The kids are meant to be in bed.
It's something that we can sell, but we could try.
Mate, it's definitely sticky, isn't it?
I don't think you should drink red wine. I think red wine's bad for you.
So moving on. So the
yes, swiftly.
I'll tell you another cool thing about finals. Jake Dell bumped up and won his final.
Yeah, he did. And I saw a post from John. Obviously, he's first wives club for both of us in Mechanic Meter. Lots of race wins and championships and similar for you as well. So it's really, really cool to see the next generation of Dell doing well. His boys just starting out in racing and 8 scale as well. They're members at our track, which is cool. And yeah, so he got the P3, he got the bump as well. His first bump, I think that is, in an 8 scale race, which is one of the coolest things about doing 8 scale, right? Is the fact that you can bump up. So yeah, that was super. He was in that picture. I'll put it back up again
on the right hand side. Yeah, and it was awesome because I was marshing, and he drove such a great little race. And one of the cool things about it is that now my 2 kids want to do the next race.
That is cool. That's definitely cool.
It's cool, but it's going to cost me some money.
That's good.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, they now both want to do it, and they want what they call them is motor cars, not nitro cars. They're motor cars.
They are motor cars.
So they want motor cars, and they want to come racing. So I reckon for our next meeting, we're probably going to have a junior heat.
I like it.
Yeah. Scott might have to borrow your car though, because I really don't have free cars.
With pleasure.
I might give James a truggy. All right.
He's going to have the right weapon for that fight if he takes a truggy there.
Yeah. Saying that, they've got to act a bit better because tonight they've been very naughty. So, yes. So that was really cool to see. Did you see any other finals apart from our man Ben Simpson, which we'll talk about in a minute? Are there any other finals that stood out to you?
Yeah, I think I either commentated or marshalled most of them. They kind of all stood out, really, to be fair. I think there was a lot of good standout performances. Anthony Conroy, he bumped up like 30 times.
Yep.
Shuri, he did the same. I think he got like to the point of getting cramp on the rostrum. He did that many finals, which was really cool. I think our own Sean Berryman again. He looked really good in his finals. There was a lot of good performances. I mean, I know everybody wants to do better, which I get. That's cool. That's the bit of competition. But I think you have to stand back and look at the people that you're racing and who is, at that race, and realise that an A final is going to be a big ask. So B finals, C finals, D finals, they're really good achievements to get into those, especially as there's only 5 a block. So in normal times, you're already talking about A, B, and C that you would be in, which I think any of those guys would be super happy to be in those finals. I think it is definitely worth a mention for Jimmy. I know you said it earlier on. Jimmy Whitehall, we made it into the main final. I think that was an epic effort. Well, yeah, exactly. It was all about the bullet engine. I mean, the car is an irrelevance.
I mean, he was not making A finals last time, was he? And now look at him.
No, exactly. It's all down to the motor, that smooth power delivery, and all those other good things.
Fuel, the purple gold.
The purple gold. That's in my pants. Oh my God. Where did that come from?
Sorry. I thought that was a purple womb ferret.
Yeah, exactly. The Chipolata.
Liz, they're all men watching
this. This is taking a turn. For a Monday night, this is taking a turn.
There's a fly in my drink.
She's not a man.
Who's Millie's watching it?
Yes.
Uh-oh. We're in trouble, John.
Language.
Why? What happened?
Millie's watching, apparently.
Hello, Millie. You've got a very nice dog coming your way.
So, yeah, my final of the day was watching our little Ben Simpson. We've talked about him earlier, so we won't take too long on it, but it just needs saying that he was dialed. He's obviously one of my temp scale guys that's come to Ape Scale and just shown amazing promise. And, well, not even promise. He bumped, he won this. Was he one or? I think he won the C final, right? 1 or 2nd.
I think he won it.
And put himself into the B final, which would have been an A final at any other race.
Delay.
Yep.
Are you still there?
I'm still there.
Can you hear me?
So yeah, that would have been an A final at a normal meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Max had bad luck as well. Our other junior, he was dominating his final, and then I think he had an error and I said it on our live stream for you actually. A marshal came in and did the whole side guard marshal thing, and his motor stopped, which was disappointing.
That never
works.
Took
it like a champ, which is good.
It never works when you marshal like that because that's a lot of flywheel action you can get.
I need a toilet break, so you need to talk for a minute, and then I'll be back.
I'll talk. Don't worry. So that was awesome. Well done, Ben. Really, really good final. And then moving into the B, Matt Thompson. Kev was in the B and he bumped out very easily. So he should have been in the A in the first place, but he just had a bit of a rough qualifying. And Matt Thompson should have come with him, but it went to Freddie Thompson, who also has been going very well on our track, and one of the drivers we said before the last meeting could do very well.
Millie's just asked what purple-headed womb ferret is.
Oh, Millie, don't worry about it. So Freddie Thompson did awesome, but what it did was it made only me and Kev in the A final up there battling for our pride, and then there was a few associated cars in there as well. So we should have got Thompson in there. Thompson, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to do 20-minute training with you, so next time you'll be absolutely fine. And John sounds like he's just about to come back.
I'm back.
Yeah. So I've done the B final. I've talked about the B final, so now it's on to the A final.
What happened in that one?
Well, the B final or the A?
Yeah.
I tried to balls it up.
You did good at that.
Yeah. I hit the chicane a few times, which was not impressive. I really struggled in my first stint with my sunglasses on. And this is obviously I have an excuse book, but in your
Is this
video,
number 203?
Yeah, in your video,
the race driver's excuse book. Yeah.
you see me coming for a pit stop, and you can see me take my glasses off and throw them on the floor.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I literally I went up there and I had them on. It was shiny, and it kind of went dark, and the clouds come over, and I was very much struggling to see my car. I'm getting old. I don't know. But yeah, first pit stop. Leon said he did the best pit stop in the world, and I said, "Sorry, mate, I didn't see it because I was busy doing other things." I took my glasses off, put them on the floor. Don't forget them, Lee. They're brand new. Don't tread on them, you idiot. And I carried on racing, and from then it went okay.
It went, it was very good. Leon's pit stops were very, very, very good.
Yeah, and then
very fast.
Obviously we only allowed one guy in the pits because of social distancing and all that stuff that we try and adhere to. So it really shows up how good your pit man is, and Leon was on it. Mark Jones is on it too. Graham Hall, we're gonna have to maybe teach you how to go faster, or maybe not, because he had a bit of a slow pit stop for our Tommy.
We'll encourage him to stay as he is for a while.
We'll leave him there. We need that 2-second handicap sometimes. It's fine.
Exactly.
So Tommy got undercut after the first stop. Myself and Lewis went through, and then after that he had tyre issues, I think. But obviously before that it was a 3-horse race. After that, before that it was like a 4-horse race because Jamie was there too. And then after that it was pretty much a 2-horse race.
There's somebody very special
again
that's trying to get in. Yes. Come in, my friend. All the way from France.
Bonjour.
We are in a love bubble. So
Hello.
Anybody that wants to have any issue, it's too late. Jerome's joined the love bubble. How are you, my friend?
I'm really good, yeah.
How was dinner?
Dinner.
What did you have? Chinese, good. Indian.
Chinese.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, the favorite one of John.
Actually, the one near John is not good.
Good. Don't listen to
him.
It's
perfect.
No.
Exactly. So, were you listening earlier when
I was watching to you? It was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were doing this.
We've been trying to do it every week or so.
That's good. I didn't say you were the young guy, Jerome. You're not old.
I'm plus 40 now.
Yeah.
This is our main rival.
It's my objective now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the plus 40 European champion, so the man to beat.
No.
He is.
He beat me already in Montpellier.
Yeah, but I was 39 or only, so.
Oh, so that doesn't count.
No, it does count.
So,
how is it still going to be at Reading?
Sorry?
Is it still going to be at Reading next year?
It's still going to be in Reading, France.
Yeah, so Reading, France, not Reading.
Yes.
Where?
Yeah, because Reading's over there.
Our TikTok man's from. Yeah.
Yeah, near Germany. So
we have a Reading in the UK.
It's near my house.
Well. Yeah, okay. Which is like I don't know, 20 minutes from Lee.
Okay.
So
I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah. It's not as good as your Reading. Your Reading's better.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
Let's see.
Because our Reading's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I was born there.
Exactly.
Yep.
Were you? That explains everything.
So I just wanted you to say a quick hello. I will let you walk and continue your way.
I'll see you just now.
See you in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, see you in a few minutes.
Good evening.
Au revoir.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. You're going to see
tomorrow.
Lee tomorrow.
Have a good
morning.
Night.
Bye.
Cheers, buddy.
That was awesome.
Legend.
Yeah, 100%.
Legend of RC. Between us, or the three of us there's probably about 80 years of RC. That's quite a lot.
Yeah, and it's actually quite upsetting because in the YouTube video I'm watching here, Jerome is completely cut out.
Oh, right. I'm sure he'll be there on someone that's watching it that's not on a little screen. Hopefully.
Although you can't massively complain about social distancing because he is literally not there.
Perfect. So, Jules, no need to complain about that one. So, yeah. That one.
So I'll finish off the final. On my A final, it was a fantastic race with Lewis, and he pushed me all of the way. And like when I got past, I thought, maybe I better get away here because I had caught the group. But man, he did not let me go one bit. It was a tough one, and
Was.
yeah, he was right. He was right there the whole race. I couldn't really make a mistake, and if I did, I knew I had to punch it to get back out in front. So it was only the last lap he had a big crash, which made it look like a bigger deficit than it actually was. So props to him for doing an awesome race.
Yeah, it was very cool. What was interesting, actually, I was looking at earlier on when I was putting the live timing on for the guys to go around today, is you did have quite a chunk of change in your pocket on quickest lap over everybody.
Yeah,
Which was, you know, like when I was trying to do the live feed and be impartial, and you know, we want everybody to do well and have fun and all the rest of it. And if we win, that's cool. If we don't, that's also cool because it's part of the show. And I can remember thinking inside, I think I might have even said it, that's going to be a fairly big ask to get back from. You had your first crash, and then there was another medley up at the top on the big jump at the back. There was like 2 or 3 of you that it looks not good.
Yeah,
And I think I said that's going to be a tall order from there, or words to that effect. And then 5-6 laps later, suddenly it was, oh, we're all back together again.
Yeah, I had to push. So I crashed through the chicane, which I almost crashed a couple of times there. I just it was really funny because I was watching
my fat ass.
No, I was watching the B final, and I was saying how good Kev was through the chicane. I said, man, I used to be pretty good through that chicane, but Kev is better than me now through that chicane. And it's quite funny because that's where I seem to crash twice. So I crashed like twice through the chicane. And yeah, across that back section, a couple of cars had crashed in front. I thought, now's my chance. So I just tried to punch it through the middle, and I clipped a car and crashed on the top. So the marshal had already run down the hill, and then he had to go back up for me. So it was a bit shit. But yeah, and then I thought, oh man, I can still get this. Get my head down. Here we go. And then got back into the race. Luckily.
Maybe some luck. Might have been a little bit of skill. Don't want it to go to your head.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I really tried very, very hard in the last 3 or 4 minutes because Lewis was right there, and I thought if I just put 5 really good laps together here, which we know we can because the car was handling everything really good.
Yeah.
The tyres, they'd gone a little soft, but, beta free rides through the bumps are awesome. So I was like, right, just put the hammer down. What's the worst that can happen? You finish second or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just literally put the hammer down. And my last few laps were very, very good. And I think that's what made Lewis push on that little bit more, and it caught him out.
Yeah. It was a cool race. It was good to commentate on, try to commentate on. I think Teddy did an awesome job trackside for everybody listening on as well. It was a fun race. Had lots of messages afterwards to say that was a cool race to watch. So that's what it's about.
Exactly. And we built, as you said, we built the track to be close. We built it to be exciting, and we built it so that one local guy, you say, I'm a local guy, can just drive around and kick everyone's ass. It's not like that at all. It drives as it looks. It's nothing crazy in it.
No.
And it just entices good racing, which I think it did.
Yeah, 100%. And we've got, on top of that, we're trying to keep on top of it as well to make sure it's good for everybody when they're coming in future times. We've got machinery arriving tomorrow actually to refresh a few parts and just keep it exactly the same shape. Nothing's changing on the shape and stuff, but we're dedicated to making sure that we can keep that level that we're setting in terms of venue and rocking up and having a fun time. We don't want it blown out and all that sort of stuff. So it's had a lot of laps on it now, so it's having a mini reset.
Exactly, a lot of laps, and it's had no time to settle. So anyone that's done anything with dirt before, you build something, it needs like 6 months to settle back down because all these little air gaps try and get out, and then it creates more problems. So we're trying to force the issue, obviously, for running on it. And when the parts get rough, there's nothing you can do except get Davey Boy on a digger. He's going to make it smooth again. We're going to roll it again, and we're going to oil it again, and we're going to be good to go.
It's like action replay. The man with the talent is going to make it happen, and then you and I will walk around with watering cans and make it slippery for a while.
Yeah, exactly. And we oil everything up.
You've got to oil everything up.
Oil it all. So that's that. Right. So that's the race done. I hope everyone enjoyed it because it was awesome. And if you're thinking about doing one, please do it.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about the bad parts of it?
Yes.
And not really bad from, I think everyone there enjoyed themselves. I think, there's some people maybe that didn't, but
yeah.
Tell us.
So every time we've done something or tried to do something, there seems to be a band of people that would like to discourage us in our endeavors. In our, obviously it's difficult times with COVID and everything else. But once again today, I've had a phone call from actually the chairman of the BRCA this time. So Darren Newton, I think it's his first year in position, which I'm sure for him is a baptism of fire. I'm sure when he took over being the chairman of it's a big organisation at the end of the day. There's a lot of people that race RC cars. I don't think in his worst dreams or nightmares he would have thought that he'd be dealing with the issues of COVID and trying to firstly restrict the hobby, and then secondly the harder part, because restricting something's quite easy, just say you're not doing it. The harder part is trying to actually get it back going again, which is what the guys are trying to do. They've tried to give us some guidelines all the way through, whether it be for practice days in the early times when it was restricted to one person per field and all that sort of stuff. Genuinely, they've tried their best to come up with something that could try and keep the hobby moving, and then as it's relaxed a little bit on restrictions, get it back going again. But there seems to be this band of people, and I covered it a couple of times on the commentary. I'm a little bit risky sometimes with what I say, but I am a heart on the sleeve kind of guy. I say what I think, for good or bad. There seems to be these band of people out there that are just dead cert on trying to make sure their opinion or their version of what should happen is the only one. And I'm not a massive fan of that. So we keep getting people that are complaining about this or that, or we're not doing this, or we're not doing that, or we're not distancing this, or we're not distancing that. And frankly, I'm a little bit pissed off with it, because we're trying to do something good for the hobby. We're trying to do something good for our section. I don't want this to turn into a massive rant, but I'm a bit passionate about it because it's me that gets it in the butt on a Monday and a Wednesday and a Thursday and a Friday. These people, I don't know what world they're going to be living in, but if they keep putting their head under a rock, they won't have a world or a society to live in very soon. We have to find ways to live with COVID, because it's going nowhere. It's here to stay for quite some time. So collectively, as a group of people in our little world, in our RC world, we all love racing toy cars. We need to find a way to make it work so that we can carry on doing these races and have something to look forward to. I don't want to sit at home and do nothing. I want to get out there and try and provide something in a safe environment for everybody. So yeah, once again, a Monday morning came. This time it was a phone call from the chairman of the whole of the BRCA section, saying that he'd had up to, I think it was 10 complaints that had come through over the weekend on us not trying to social distance or things that we'd done wrong, which, frankly, to him, I think I tried to put my side across, or our side across, that there is nothing more that we could do than what we are doing. We have everybody distance. We are running a compromised format so that we can, race with people at 2 meters apart on the rostrum. The same in the pit lane. In fact, it's quite a lot more in the pit lane. We spent a lot of time on the mic, reminding everybody, making sure that they were wearing gloves when they're marshalling, which is something that the BRCA want to do, and high vis and all those other good things. We sectioned our field across 2 areas to spread the people that were camping so that the people were not too, close to each other. We have hand sanitizers in pit lane, on the way up on the rostrum, at the toilet. There is literally nothing more that we can do. We have signs out reminding people to social distance. I'm just going to throw one up now. So I expressed my thoughts to him, which he was very gracious in, I think, because I was quite passionate about it when I was speaking. Anyone that knows me knows I can get a little bit excited every now and then. What do we need to do to put the curtain twitchers away? This is the world we're living in. We all want to go and race. If you don't want to go and race, that is absolutely fine. You have that choice. Stay at home. Stay at home. You don't need to go out if that's what you want to do. But for the people that want to venture out and they want to do so safely and they want to carry on with their lives, I'm not going to swear. I really want to swear because I'm quite peed off with it. Just just do one. Stop looking on everyone's social media profiles. I mean, that was one thing that came out of this 40-minute conversation I had. Very eloquent guy. I've never spoken to him before. A little bit aggressive in the beginning, myself as well, and then we calmed down and spoke nicely about what do we actually need to do so that my weekdays are not filled with people trying to cause us issues. I mean, we've had, it's not an I, it's a we. We've had people complaining to the council. These are all races. These are people that are in our community, racing RC, that are trying to cause issue. I don't get it. If you have issues, why not raise it with us directly so that we can try and think about it and see if there's a better way to do it? You know, we're not trying to say what we're doing is the best version of events, but why try and cause issue? I think Brookthorpe had it as well.
Yeah, I mean, just if you look at what we're doing, we're trying to do. First of all, we built a track, and I'm not taking the piss, but it's cost a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yes, okay, we have a business there. I'm telling you now, in the next few years, it's not going to be turning a profit.
No.
So we built a track because we love RC, the same as everyone else loves RC. We've then tried to make it work for everyone that wants to come. We've sectioned off the roster and what we can without making it, feel like you're just going to something horrible.
To death.
We've put sanitizer where we can. We've spread the marshals. We've told people to use all their own stuff. Like, how far do you go? I just went shopping, and there is nowhere near the stuff that we do. I went shopping. They have a spray bottle by the front door. Clean your own trolley. Cool. I've already touched it. Clean your hands. Wicked. Okay, I'll do it with a spray bottle. 30 other people have touched. Yeah, I know I'm doing the spray after. But then who's saying that you get everything covered? You have to touch stuff other people touch. You walk into town. We went into town at the weekend to grab some takeaway food because it was very late staying at the track, getting everything ready for the next day. There was people in the pubs cuddling each other. Where does it stop? Like, it's absolutely crazy. And I've just seen a message come through from a good friend of mine. I've known him for many, many years. You know him as well. It's Tony Avdoka. He's a very outspoken person. Some people love him for it. Some people hate him for it. I love Tony. Always have. He was one of the reasons I'm where I am today because he had a track that I went racing at, my first ever time outdoors, all that stuff. He said, I feel the need to speak. The BRCA didn't do anywhere near as much as you guys did. This is bullshit. So if anyone, for Tony to say that, it means a lot because he's not going to mince words. He's to the point. He's, not messing about. He's not going to lie. He has no reason to lie. And for him to say that's summed it up, in my opinion.
Which is lovely to hear because the opening gambit when I spoke with the BRCA chairman was, I've had over 10 complaints and less than 20 complaints about what you're doing. And we need to talk about it because what you're doing is going to affect the hobby for everybody. And I was like, you sure? I mean, when you say affect the hobby for everybody, we're trying to give somewhere that's a safe environment. Like, we have our own insurance, our own risk assessments, our own method statements. We don't need the BRCA for anything, but I want them to be there with us because we're trying to promote the hobby, the section, the sport, everything like that, which, I'm thankful for them because, it's given me a great upbringing when I've been driving cars all the way through and then in this period as well. So I don't want to go against them. And those guys are only trying to do their best. But it's the knobbers, the idiots that sit there and they're not even there, half of these people. They're looking, I mean, I can't mention names because it's inappropriate and non-professional for me to do so. But, I've heard it. They're going through people's social media posts that have been to our track and counting the amount of people and seeing if there's someone that's not next to each other. How the hell do they know whether that's a family that are there of their own accord? And as I said to him on the phone, if you go to a park, it's full. On a sunny day, it's full of people and families. If I walked into there, I wouldn't have a clue whether those people all live together or they don't live together. And you know what? I mind my own business and I'll carry on and I'll look after myself because that's what we should all be doing. We should all be helping each other to carry on, as otherwise we're doomed, really.
We are. I mean, it's absolutely ludicrous. I can't even get my head around it sometimes. I'm like, we can't do any more. You can't control people. We're not living in a slavery time. We're not. We can't literally hold a gun to someone's head and say, if you go near him, I'm going to shoot you.
And that is exactly what I said. I mean, we can do all the social distancing on the roster, and we can do the social distancing in the pit lane, which is harder, actually, because things happen in pit lanes and people move around. Have you been to a supermarket, or have you been to a town centre and seen there's people on your bloody shoulder? We are very safe with what we're doing, and if we're not, we're all doomed. So we might as well just enjoy a bit of RC on our doomsday.
It's mad. I was talking to a friend only like a day ago, and they said they've got these spots on the floor for the supermarket, but the elderly people. She was talking to an elderly woman, and she couldn't hear her, so she tapped her on the shoulder, and she was like trying to get close to her. It's like, well, what are you going to do? Tell this elderly woman to piss off because you don't?
Yeah,
I mean, what?
None of us like this world that we're living in, but I think there has to be a drop of reality.
That was
And if you don't want to be around people, there's nothing being forced anywhere. Don't enter a race. Don't go. That's fine. There's absolutely nothing in law that says you need to come and race your model car. But you know what? Respect the guys that want to go to those races and enjoy their cars and their friends. And you know what? By and large, they're all doing it very, very respectfully, in my opinion. I was gobsmacked because I thought we'd actually done a good weekend. I think we'd tried our hardest to keep reminding people. We tried our hardest to make sure the marshals had their gloves on. We tried our hardest to make sure of all of the PPE stuff. I announced it until the cows came home. I know it because I was there on the microphone doing it. So to get that call to say you're not doing enough, I was like, you must be joking. You must be joking now, seriously, because there is nothing more that we can do if we're going to actually have any form of racing other than, and this was my suggestion, as much as I hate it to him, because I don't like it myself, make it a mandatory requirement for the BRCA to wear a face mask in pit lane and on the rostrum, like mandatory. Forget this 1.5 meter, 1 meter, 0.7 meter, all the other different rules that are out there, depending on whether, it's okay. We can go and eat in a restaurant. That's fine. They'll be okay. We haven't got COVID if we go and eat in a restaurant. But if I go and pick up my takeaway food, I need to wear a mask. It's absolutely bonkers, really, when you stop and think about it.
And it's mad because I did that same thing yesterday. I went in Japanese and I thought, I've got to put my mask on. I put my Nemo racing mask on. I look the bollocks.
No doubt.
I put my mask on and I walked in. And there was a guy sat there eating his food. And I was like, what difference is this making? What am I doing? Like, this is pointless.
It is crazy. But as I said to him, I said, look, make it a mandatory for anything that's associated with the BRCA to have a mask on in pit lane or mask on the rostrum. The rostrum's not the issue. It's the pit lane that's the hard one because people forget there's one person and they move around when cars cut and all that sort of stuff. And then all the curtain twitchers, all the people that have a letter that begins with J, all of those guys, they are a name, sorry, that begins with J. They can all just be put back in their box because at the end of the day, if everybody's wearing a mask, if it's good enough for the government to say that we can be within like a millimetre of each other if we've got a mask on, it's fine for any race. Because it's boring. It's really boring. That Facebook Live thing, and I knew it at the time when I was doing it, I was trying to be conscious to make sure I'm looking around thinking, are they a family over there that stood too close together? It's crazy. But that was watched, and that was one of the things that was brought up on. You've done a Facebook Live. Don't do a Facebook Live. Don't put it on social media. I want to put it on social media. I want people to see what we're doing. Why should I not? We're doing it respectfully. I think we're doing it within the rules that I'm aware of from a business and from what the government are setting out. So no, we won't stop doing that. We'll do it, and we'll do it proudly. And at the end of the day, if people are doing something wrong, then we'll send them home.
I think what the government or whatever, the BRCA, need to clarify is whose fault is it when an adult stands next to another adult? Is it your fault or is it my fault when Bob and his mate Steve are kissing each other in the back of your Facebook Live video?
It's me. It's my fault. It's my personal fault that they were snogging.
Yeah.
It's dirty.
I mean, that's the thing I don't understand. Why? Right, okay, so we've done everything we can and we tell people all the time to do something, but there's a guy in the background touching another guy, not in that way.
Is it behind Liz's logs?
It might be
This
behind
touch-
Liz's logs. It might be.
It might be me behind Liz's logs.
You've got good zoom. But I mean, it doesn't make sense. And if everyone wants to keep complaining about a track, we'll just shut it and use it for ourselves. John stopped. He's paused.
I think your rant has gone on quite a time.
Oh, why'd you pause at that point?
Gone to sleep in Sky.
So John's kind of pausing it out there. I guess I'm still going because normally his internet that breaks. But you can feel our frustration with it all, and we're trying to do exactly what we've been told to do, and we're doing as much as we can. And it just keeps getting dogged on and this and that. It's just,
Don't feel live.
I know I'm still alive. It's just, yeah, that's what it is. Hopefully, John comes back soon. We've had a good round. We've had a long session tonight. It's been an hour and a half, but I felt we had a lot to say. It's been a very good race, and we had a lot to talk about. And the stuff that's happened after, obviously, is it's just been a bit annoying. You know, you do all you can, and it has. It's been a lot of effort. It's been a lot of money, a lot of effort to try and make something that's really awesome for everyone else as well as us. You know, it's great for us, but it's great for everyone, and it's great for the hobby. The amount of people that have come to our track who are not involved in the hobby and have heard about the track and want to come and have a go with whatever RC car they've got in the back, or they want to rent one or they want to borrow one, is ridiculous. So I think what we are trying to do far is more beneficial than someone complaining about the track. I mean, we have Jaguar Land Rover just down the road, and the amount of their test drivers and mechanics that have come over and just said, "Oh, what's going on? We've heard about this place and we'd love to get involved," is awesome. And that's the thing we really love, and seeing all these new people come in and try and be a part of our hobby, which we keep telling people is great. And it really was, and it really should be, and it really should remain as being great. So yeah, John is back. I can't hear you though. I'm hoping his volume comes to life in a second. Still not working. I was having quite a heartfelt, like from the soul thing going on there, and now you've popped back in with no sound. Liz, can you hear John?
No.
No.
I think it's stopped.
It says it's got him on my YouTube, but it's not letting him talk.
Hit your phone still.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
So what I can do is pretty much end it there if you want, John. So what I am going to do is end it there. I hope everyone that came to the track had a wicked weekend. I hope you all enjoyed what we did. I hope you didn't feel at any time while you were there at risk, and we tried to do everything we can to make it possible that you weren't. We hope you come again. We hope to see new faces soon. And I hope you all enjoy what we do with this live show and everything. We're very honest. We love to be honest. We don't really want to beat around the bush. We want to talk it as it is. We do try and do everything we can to make this safe for everyone, especially in these new COVID times. And that's about that. John, give me a thumbs up if you think that's that. There we go. So subscribe. If you want to subscribe, you'll get a notification when we're going live again. Hopefully not to rant, although I'm pretty sure you all enjoy us ranting because the amount of people watching has shot up since we started ranting. There's been a few comments. I'm not going to read them out. A lot of them are talking about just stuff that's happened. Oh, you want me to read them out? Okay. All right, we're going to read them out. Sorry, Liz. I know you want to go to bed soon. So, right, I'm going to be quick then. Andrew Shrek Beaumont has just said similar things that happened to him, whether it's been COVID or not. People have been trying to shut down a track, and which is absolutely crazy. Everyone wants to. The more tracks, the better. If we had one every 5 miles away, I would be in my element, and I would love every minute of it. I don't care if you're coming to our track or you're going to race in a field. We need more people doing RC. End of. Jamie Army Sounds to me like you upset another track, maybe, but I don't want to get into the whole track wars. We want every one of them to be successful. I don't care if, as I said, you're a track in someone's back garden or you're one of the best tracks in the world. You're OCRC in America. I don't care. Everyone needs to go to their track and support it. Magnus, track looks awesome. Just joined the feed trying to catch up. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming to watch. Nathan, as many have said, there will be haters. Just love the haters. There is no such thing as bad publicity. I agree 100%. It's just slightly depressing sometimes when it's like, it's about nothing. Like, come and see it for yourself. Don't look at a picture and pretend you have an opinion. Duncan Riss, name and shame the haters. Won't do that. John wants to, but I'm not going to do that just yet. We'll see how that goes. Kev Brunston, this is why I've made some of the races part of my social bubble. We're all in a little social bubble, Kev. Don't the BRCA only have remit over the track itself? That's what their insurance says. So what individuals choose to do 40 feet away is no one's business. I'm high risk and still felt safe. And we know CJ is completely to the line, a very intelligent guy. And he felt, and CJ, he is at risk, a very high risk. I'm not going to tell you why, because that's his business. And he felt completely safe. So that to me is a very, very good comment. Thank you, CJ. I know he's part of one of us, but when health comes in hand, he doesn't care who he's from. He doesn't want to die. Andrew Shrekbromer, as chairman of 2 clubs over 8 years, seen it all, but I do think some people are just out there in our circle of races who are trying to ruin it for a lot of people. And that could be very true. I don't want to comment on that. I don't want to say anything about that, but let's just all try and love each other. It'll be much easier. Richie G, so much more on my wavelength. They're just ball bags. Luke Bennett, well put. Thank you very much, Luke. Probably from John, though, because he put it very well. Chris James, as for those referencing photos are 2D and show no depth. Therefore, those who stay at home and judge photos cannot perceive the depth, and therefore, total distance between people is impossible. Agreed. And one thing that I've just thought of reading that is, you know, that I know you're going to nod or say no, that football stadiums are now allowing fans in up to 2,500 people. So tell them not to touch each other outside. I know they're going to try, but who says they can? So that happened today. John, did you know that? There you go. Simon Lee says, cock wombles. Luke Bennett, we're outside for God's sake. And we are outside. And if you go to your park, like I just went to a park and I had a taekwondo lesson for my kid, and they're all doing taekwondo in the park. And I'm telling you now, we were further apart than they were. So who's going to call them? Horse? What's the horse? You're the horse. Straight from the horse's mouth? Paul says, well said, Chris, talking about CJ. Focal depth is vital, and it is. Andrew says, sorry for the rants, but no, it's you're perfectly valid to an opinion, and we share a lot of them with you. Derek said a lot of Jets people out there. CJ says, whoa, who is this J shirt? You guys even use a part of my name. J shit. That's John. We're not talking about that. Craig Homer says, master a joke anyway. When they fart, it makes it through 2 layers of clothing. Everyone can smell it. And fart particles are bigger than COVID. How's it going to stop it? Fair point. Now you're just making me feel like everyone's shit. Love heart. There we go. Duncan Riss, it's not down to the retailers to police in any other environment, so why is it now down to you to police what others do? You can only control what's in your control. He loves it. Straight from the horse's mouth, he's going to give you some champagne. But that's absolutely true. I mean, we can say and do what we want. If we then start to threaten people, I think we're going to get more complaints about threatening people than we are about telling people to stay apart. I mean, we can threaten people. I know people that can come and do that, but I'm not sure it's going to end too well. Nathan Allen says, Craig, okay. Liking the sound of this. Scott says, no, don't shut the track. Scott, John, you disappeared when I had my little rant about high five apple to the horse's mouth, or push it in the horse's mouth. So, John, I said, do you want us to shut the track and we'll just use it for ourselves? Maybe we'll do that for a year. But then, everyone said no or whatever. John's firstly, if they had an issue, they should have spoke to you first. They should have spoke to us first, maybe. But, everyone wants to run to the teacher when someone fries a pie, like a pencil in their eye or something. Short summary for who was not with you from the start. Don't really understand that one. Oh, sorry. You haven't been with us from the start, so you want a short summary. We've gone over loads of stuff. It'll be on catch-up. Craig Homer. John looks like sign language bloke. Craig Jolliffe. Tony Avoca, right, has said, I will sum it up for you real quick, which I've not read on yet. But for Tony to sum something up real quick is an absolute mystery in itself. Tony Avoca, quote from Albert Einstein. Fuck me, we're going deep. Stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. And that is true. You saw it from John. He said it. Anyone that can do lip reading, he said that's true. Chris James, you talk of risk. I was talking to Northerners this weekend. Does it get any riskier? Have you still got your wheels in your car? That's what I want to know. Claire says, don't forget baked goods or sweets will be available at every meeting, and they are awesome. From our Claire. We both had a crunchy brownie, and it was very, very nice. Very, very nice. I'm not sure it's good for our waistline, but it's tasty. And if anything, RC races to go by, the waistline doesn't massively matter anyway. Phil Truman, when we came to the trap, we both felt safe, and that was him and Mrs. Truman. And thank you very much, Phil. And we love seeing you there. And I especially love seeing Mrs. Truman there. It was awesome. Dan Lewington, Melanie, my partner, is at massive risk with her heart, and she felt safe and was happy with track layout and superb facility. Lee Talbot says, they seem fairly good at making things like coffins. They should make one for themselves. No, mate, no. Chris Marshall, we got slated at the weekend from Darren at the weekend. I think I'm at the bottom of the comments now, but every track seems to be at risk of getting complaints from someone at the moment. And it's just, okay. If a track's being really bad, sure, complain about it. But I think most of them are trying to do what they can to keep people safe. And at the end of the day, is it the track's fault if 10 people go and huddle in a teepee down the road? Or, I'll tell you what about if we kept everyone 3 meters apart via gun, because we're going to threaten them now, and then they all left and went to the services? Madness. So, is that the end of our rant? Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Tell your friends to watch it on catch up, because I'm sure they will, because we did have a rant. BRCA are definitely not at fault. The BRCA are trying to do what they can to make everything possible for all of us to go racing. They really do have to deal with a lot of shit. And I, for 1 minute, do not want to be in their shoes. So thank you, BRCA, for doing everything you can to make us feel safe and doing everything you can. From us here at Nemo, we're doing everything we can too. John's given the other people thing. Please just try and think about the whole story before you mention a comment or complain about something. And if your mate says to complain about it, don't bother. Try and take your own opinion from it. And, for everyone else, we hope to see you soon. We'll all be lovely. We'll all be wicked. And we'll share a barbecue together at a socially distanced measure. We'll put it on for you. We'll give you it free of charge at Nemo Raceway. We love you all. Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe. And have a very good evening. Bye, everyone.